Sunday Night Football, big time game. The Kansas City Chiefs head back to Tampa despite Hurricane Ian destroying half of the freaking state. Nobody cares. We're going to get this game in because that's how football is played in the National Football League. Patrick Mahomes, Tom Brady, pomp and circumstance, Super Bowl 2020 rematch. Look, as a Chief fan, there's part of me that just wants to homer this thing up and tell you folks that the Kansas City Chiefs, who are getting 1 point in this game, will find a way to win this game. But it's been a really long time since I've felt this concerned and this worried about my team heading into a primetime game. I don't like this game at all for Kansas City for a lot of different reasons. Number one, the Arizona Cardinals turf sucks, and their kicker Harrison Butker suffered a major injury, and he's now been ruled out again. Harrison Butker is one of the best kickers in the National Football League. He's a game-winning kicker. He can hit a 60-yarder. Now they bring in a practice squad guy, Michael Wright, after they waived Amendola last week after a horrific Kansas City loss to the Indianapolis Colts. That was as bad a loss as I've seen Kansas City take, and they beat themselves. And usually when these things happen in the National Football League, there's a carryover. So fortunately for them, a lot of things are going their way because Tom Brady is older. The offensive line isn't as good as it once was. Defenses are getting after him, and they're not scoring touchdowns. But they're getting Mike Evans back. But Julio Jones might play. But they can still run the ball with Cheeseburger Lenny, and the Chiefs can't stop the run. I do not like this spot, and I'm taking Tampa to win this just because the Chiefs never play Tampa well. The Super Bowl hangover is real versus them. Well, I forgot who it was. I think it was Shaq Barrett gave us some bulletin board material saying that the offensive line that he sees Kansas City having now looks no better than the offensive line that they absolutely manhandled in the Super Bowl. And you know what I want to see? I want to see Kansas City come out and punch this team in the mouth. Stop being so friggin' soft. Take that and use some motivation and prove me wrong. I am never going to be one of those Kansas City Chiefs fans that picks the Chiefs every single week. I'm just not. And I think the Chiefs are in trouble. I think Andy Reid is over his head. The Eric Bieniemy, Patrick Mahomes thing is real. I don't care what anyone says. Bieniemy will be gone next year. He will be the scapegoat. I think they missed Tyreek, even though I think it was the right decision. And they have a lot of questions running the ball, and the defense is young. Tom Brady will eat all of that for breakfast, even at 45 years of age. So I'm taking the Tampa Bay Buccaneers to win by 3. Sadly, to my chagrin, on Sunday Night Football, furthering my distaste for how bad the AFC West has been so far after talking them up all offseason. Your thoughts, Spencer?
Yeah, the crazy thing is that if the Chiefs do lose this game and the Raiders win, they'll put them at 1-3 and then 2-3. So if I'm saying if they can beat the Broncos this week and then play Kansas City next week and beat them, somehow through some awful circumstances, the Raiders would be right in the AFC West. Maybe not the playoff picture in terms of like a wild card spot, but they'd be right there in the AFC West for a spot at the top, which is disgusting.
This is a must-have win. They got to have this one. The Chiefs. If the Chiefs are still the Chiefs, this is a game that this is a playoff game. The Chiefs cannot lose this game. This is a playoff game.
We hyped. I hyped up the AFC West too, and it's like,
Week
man,
4.
Chargers are 1-2, Raiders are 0-3. The Broncos are 2-1, but I mean, come on, that's the weakest 2-1 ever, dude. So
they've had a good week of practice. So I expect them to come out a lot sharper because if you watch the game versus the Colts, the Chiefs blew that game. They lost that game.
Oh, bro, yeah.
The Colts didn't win that game. The Chiefs lost that game. And so coming off that kind of a loss, I expect, coach to have them ready, but I don't have a good feeling about it because Tom Brady gets all the calls. Tom Brady gets everything gift wrapped to him. You know what I mean? Anytime he plays the Chiefs, that all goes his way. And I don't see why it would change now.
Yeah.
Under the lights, the whole world's watching. Why would it change?
Also, the factor is obviously there's going to be a lot of coverage about the hurricane going on during the game. And, Tampa Bay is going to represent the entire state of Florida. It's a very big motivating factor, man. The stadium's going to be packed to all end. You know what I mean? There's probably going to be a lot of fundraisers involved this Sunday Night Football. there's just a lot going for the Buccaneers in this game, a lot of
Mhm.
advantages. So I like the Buccaneers in this game personally too. Just
Yeah.
to kind of like have that one victory for Florida that so many people are looking for, and that's
Yeah.
like that's the positive part of football. Obviously, it feels kind of weird to say it's like, we have football, so everything's okay, but football means a lot to a lot of people. For it's something that everyone looks forward to after a long week of work, to watch some football. So when you're having like a bad hurricane situation, the least that you can look forward to, man, is the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, who just won a Super Bowl recently, on Sunday Night Football to play one of the premier teams in the National Football League.
Yeah.
So I
And
think that's a big part of it.
that's a huge win for the NFL. The NFL media, PR relations right now, they got to have something positive. There was no way they were moving this game to Minnesota. If this game could be played in Tampa, it's going to be played in Tampa. All the money is going to pour in on Tampa Bay. And like I said before, if the Chiefs are still the Chiefs, they have to win this game. Period. End of statement. This is as big a game as Kansas City has had to play this early in the season since Alex Smith was quarterback. This is an absolute must win, and everything is against them right now. So I don't feel good about it. If they win, great. I'll feel good. If they lose, I was right. It's a win win for me. I'm not a homer. I'm an NFL fan first. The stats don't lie. I watched that entire Colts game. The Chiefs looked absolutely miserable. They couldn't get out of their own way. Anybody would have beat the Chiefs last week. That's how bad they were. Their special teams is a nightmare right now. They got to pull it together. The only thing that they have going for them is that it was that bad that they can only go up and get the fundamentals right in practice this week, and maybe it comes out guns blazing, but I don't feel good about it. If I'm a betting man, gun to my head, Tampa minus the 3.